educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss.
There's a viral video going around on social media where these black teenagers were attacked by these Caucasian Boers in South Africa. And I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but I want to go over this story today. And I'm going to butcher some of the words because I guess they're Dutch influence or whatever. So I apologize in advance. But it happened on Christmas Day at the Muscle Sport Resort near Bloemfontein. And I think this is like 4 hours south of Johannesburg, so it's closer to maybe Cape Town, where mobile footage from the boy's sister was shared on social media. In the beginning, you can see this big fat Boer slapping the face of a 13-year-old child, grabbing him by the throat and pulling his hair. And then a fight breaks out because these children have to defend themselves from these men, these grown men. According to police, Johan Nau, 33, and John Stephanus van der Wijzen, who's 47, were released with a warning to appear in court next year, 2023, which is a couple of days from now. The two appeared in court on charges of assault. And assault is the type of action that injures the dignity of another person. And the matter was postponed until the 25th of January, according to the police commissioner. Now, get this. Kobus Clausen, a father of four who's 48, was charged with attempted murder after grabbing one of the boys by the neck and holding him under the water. Reportedly, it's allegedly said that he said, "You wanted to fight for the water, now you'll die in the water." Something to that effect. President Ramaphosa released a statement saying, "As black and white South Africans, we should be united in condemning all manifestations of racism and attempts to explain or defend such crimes. Racism is not a problem to be fought by black South Africans only." And he's correct. It seems that ever since the end of apartheid, South Africa has been booming. Like seriously, it is an economic epicenter of the continent of Africa, and a lot of outside investors are very much interested in South Africa. I mean, this is a beautiful country, and the native South Africans are really coming up now that apartheid has ended. I mean, you ought to see how these guys live. Oh my gosh, they're making us proud, y'all. They are making us proud. I consider them to be our cousins, for real. When you go there, when African Americans travel there, they say, these people look like they could be relatives. It's like really amazing. And the tourism is really taking off as far as attracting people from the diaspora. I mean, even Steve Harvey did a segment of one of his shows there for some time. But that was before load shedding started occurring. And it's like, really, when you look at what's happening, you see a lot of Boers complaining, "Oh no, it's been so horrible over here since apartheid." And I bet it has been since you've lost power. Yeah, it has been so badly for you. They have so many complaints, but yet these same Boers refuse to leave, even though they've been given invitations to other like Eastern European countries to move there. They still want to stay in South Africa because they claim they built it. "We built it. This is our land. This is our soil." You took it, and you used the native South Africans to build it to what it is today. And now that you're not in power anymore, they're still building. They're still innovating. They're still attracting businesses. And they're still attracting money into the place. And now it looks like from within there are certain entities that want to self-sabotage the economy of South Africa. And they want to turn back the clock. I mean, you ought to hear some of the old footage of these people. They really chose to view native South Africans as inferior, as children, in order to justify why they needed to be in power and why they need to be there. But since you haven't been in power, nothing has stopped. In fact, things are still growing. In fact, people are moving there from other nations. People are saying, "Hey, I really love the people. And when they say people, most of the time they're talking about native South Africans. They just love their vibe. They love who they are. They love how they present themselves. They love how they treat each other and they treat other people. They're very, very welcoming and very accommodating. And this is what angers me the most. You're basically guest and you spend on your host. It just makes no sense to me why you would stay in a place where you're so uncomfortable, you're so afraid, and you're so disappointed. It seems to me you would go somewhere else. That's what your ancestors did. It's not like the best of societies left Europe, okay? I mean, speaking as American, we know how America and places like Australia was started. Like, give us a break. The best didn't come. They actually wanted to charge this guy with just assault. But social media pressured them into upgrading it to attempted murder because that's what we all saw. If you're holding somebody's face under the water purposely, I think you're trying to drown them. And had there not been a camera there to video it,
crime as received. Our investigator worked around the clock to obtain more statements, as it's a norm in the incident like this. And after that, the nugget was tabled before the senior state prosecutor, who managed to peruse it. And after looking into the statements or additional statements taken, and was of the view that a charge can be changed to attempted murder, the police received the docket back with these directives and are working now on these directives as given by senior state prosecutor. We anticipate that very soon our police will bring the perpetrators or perpetrator before a court of law to account to these charges.
I just don't understand. If you're so unhappy in a place, why are you still there? If the economy is in a downward spiral, why are you still there? If they don't know what they're doing and we need to go back to apartheid and that's not going to happen, why are you still there? If you're getting invitations from Eastern European countries to live there, why aren't you accepting them? What is mentally off with you?
So not for 1 minute. We cannot engage as unequal partners. So until we see land returned unconditionally in this country and ill-gotten wealth returned, I do not believe that reconciliation is something that we should value. In fact, as I said earlier in the interview, it's delaying black liberation. And I used to think, why, maybe there was just a compromise and it was done on naivety of the ANC. But my perspective now is it was deliberate. The objective was to keep white power intact in a post-democratic South Africa. The truth is that we are living in a lie. The Rainbow Nation is a white man's medicine. It's constructed to delay black liberation in this country, and yet we are intoxicated with this war cry of reconciliation. We must stop. One of the chapters I speak about, I say it's time to shut down the Rainbow Nation. And it's not that I'm against reconciliation, but we have to put black liberation first, and we are not. And
there are many white people who mean right and in heart want to do right, but there are so few. If 10,000 rattlesnakes was coming down that aisle now, and I had a door here I could shut, and in that 10,000, 1,000 meant right. 1,000 rattlesnakes didn't want to bite me. I knew they were good. Should I let all these rattlesnakes come down, hoping that 1,000 get together and form a Sheol? Or should I just close the door and stay safe?
I think that
You understand? The Viet Cong are not all bad, but America's still dropping bombs. In Hiroshima, the Japan wasn't bad, but she still dropped the bomb. In Korea, they weren't bad, but they still dropped the bomb. So now I'm going to forget the 400 years of lynching and killing and raping and depriving my people of freedom, justice, and equality, the first fired, last hired, the lowest of low, last respected, and I'm going to look at 2 or 3 white people who are trying to do right and don't see the other million trying to kill me. I'm not that big of a fool, and I'm not going to deny it. I believe everything